Welcome into the Locker Room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. I'm Namath Pitts. Today we are traveling. Today we'll be talking Cleburne County track with head coach Justin Taylor of Cleburne County. But before we get into our interview with Coach Taylor, I want to remind you to hit that like and follow button on our East Alabama Now page so that you don't miss the Locker Room. We're here every Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. covering high school and youth sports in Calhoun and Cleburne County. Coach Taylor, first of all, thank you so much for taking time to join me.
Well, I just appreciate you coming out here to God's country out here in Cleburne County. Really enjoy you being here and supporting all our athletes.
Coach, let's start. You've been an assistant coach in the track program for a little while. This is your first year as the head track coach. So what went into that decision to be the head track coach?
Well, last year was my first year back over here. It's where I graduated, and I was I helped with track, and I had been the head girls track coach at Cherokee County when I was there, and Coach Salter, who's a valued asset to our community, she's kind of taken a step back and just helping me and kind of transition me into head role as she gets towards the end of her years. Yeah. So I just win-win for me. I got a seventh grader running, and I love track, and I already train our girls in girls athletics, so it was just a win-win. Enjoy it. So,
Coach, talk about, you got a seventh grader that runs. What is it like to be coach at practice, but then you get in the truck, get in the car, and go home and your dad? I mean, what's it like to get to coach your daughter?
Well, it's my son.
Oh, your son.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Well, what's it like to get to coach your son?
It's fun because I have to make a decision about when we get in the car, just dad. And then sometimes at practice, I have to remember that he's one of the other guys running, and so I can't single him out. But it's really fun because I get to spend more time with him. He did junior high football this year, and also he did wrestling, and so just him being up here every day, that was fun. And getting the ride home with him and being at track meets and everything with him is good. Now sometimes he has to separate. He'll say daddy or he'll say coach, and he gets. It's funny. You'll hear him change his words in the middle of a sentence. So, but it's fun having him around all the time. So
yeah. Now, Coach, you're from Cleburne County, and you get to come back to Cleburne County, a place you grew up at. What is it about this place that makes it so special?
Well, you hear the words Tiger Pride all the time, and that's not just a saying. Like, people from here understand this place. It's just the pride in the community, the pride in, we have 3 different communities that come together for the high school, and the pride of the people who've been here before and the people who are still here. It's something special. I've enjoyed it. When my son graduates, he'll be both of my kids, or 3 of my kids, they'll be the 4th generation to graduate from here, and so that's a big deal to be from here. So,
obviously you went here, so I'm sure that was a big factor. But what was it that led you back to Cleburne County to come back here and be coaching here?
Just where I was in my career. I had an opportunity to come back, and a lot of the people that I played with are coaches here, and some of the staff still here. And then, the role that opened up was one I was good for, and we just felt like it was time to come home. My parents getting older and everything. It was just a good time to be back.
Coach, just talk about some of your track athletes that are just going to bring, or maybe stepped up in leadership, or just have been really successful so far this season.
Well, we've got a big number out this year. We've got about 48 out. I think it's one of the bigger groups we've had in a while. We've got several. We only got 2 seniors, Michaela Hurd and Faith Brown. Faith was a state qualifier last year. We're looking for big things out of her, and then we've got several of our guys runners. Carter Hughes is going to come here in a little bit and talk to you, and then a younger guy named Kobe Hale. He's can jump out the gym, as per se. He's a high jumper and sprinter. And then Beverly Skinner is one of our veteran girl runners. She does a really good job, does her hurdles, and she really does a good job with our young kids and coaching them up. And then Maggie Thompson is one of our veteran throwers, and she helps organize things when somebody's not there or a coach's not there or things. She does a great job organizing and leading. She leads our stretches and tells our girls what to do. So we've got several more. This is such a big number. Really proud of that, having 48 kids out there. We went to White Plains last night for a JV meet, and we won both boys and girls, and had kids doing all kinds of events they hadn't never done. So it's really awesome having, we're a 7 through 12 program, and so really proud of that. So,
Coach, each sport is different when it comes to building a schedule, but one thing remains the same for Cleburne County. You either got to go this way or you got to go that way. Yeah. So you're either going to Calhoun County or you're going down, with the Woodland and Handley and Randolph County. So talk about building your schedule and what went into putting together your schedule.
So around here, Gadsden City hosts meets, Lincoln hosts meets, White Plains will host some meets, and then of course Jacksonville's starting to host, and then we host because we've got the track. So we really look with our young schedule. We actually have more JV meets this year than we ever have because we have so many young kids. Mm-hmm. So we look for JV opportunities, and then we look for other areas that have pretty good tracks and good competition that we can go to. And then, you also look because we have our older kids are more competitive and our younger kids are learning. So you got to make sure that when you build that schedule, that they're not going to run against somebody that's going to ruin their confidence, especially your younger ones. And then the ones that are state qualifier potential, you want to make sure they compete against somebody that's going to push them. So there's always that balance in your schedule. So we try. There's been 2 nights that we've sent half the team to JV meet, half the team to a varsity meet, which is kind of unheard of. Usually you just take one or the other. And so with Coach Salter being here, that helps us be able to do something like that. So all that goes into the schedule and everything.
Yeah. Now, I got to ask you a question about when it comes to putting certain students in certain places as a coach, like trying to figure out who's going to run your 2 mile, who's going to do your 400, your 4x8.
Yeah.
What goes into those decisions on placing people in certain competitions?
Early on, your veterans, usually they have an idea of what they want to do, and then sometimes you change that, but we break everything down. We have sprinters, the 100 to the 300, to the 400, and then we have our distance people who are 800 up, and then we have our throwers, and then we let some people try the hurdles, we let some people try the jumps, and then we see where kind of everybody's out. But early on, we did testing. We break out, and we'll test sprint times, and then I'll test some distance time to kind of see where they're at, because like some of our young kids, they have no idea. We had a 7th grader who she started out and she just wanted to be a sprinter, and then as I saw how fast she was, we've kind of put her in some events and she's jumped forward. And then we had a younger kid who started out running distance, and after about the second practice he realized I can't run that much. So now he's a jumper and a sprinter. And so just evaluating what they're good at early on, especially in when we have tryouts, we try to test sprint capacity, and then we try to see how far they can run, how long they can run. And that kind of gives us an idea of which way to go. And then we also try to find stuff they like, because track's one of them things, you're running. And so if you don't like running or like what you're doing and you can't find a way to build confidence, you end up quitting. And so that was something big with our younger kids, is making sure they found something they liked. And then also, hey, you just shaved 30 seconds off. That's awesome, And so that's been fun this year, seeing the excitement of kids' eyes, even though they didn't finish first or second, but they cut 30 seconds off and made them realize that's a successful day. That's a PR.
Yeah. Coach, I didn't get to pick what I got to do the year I ran track. It was hey, go do the 2 mile, go do the 1 mile, and do the 4x8. I just think Coach just wanted to kill me every track meet. But one thing I did get to choose to do was be open about my faith, and that's something we believe in doing here on the Locker Room here in East Alabama now, is being open about our faith. And one ministry outside of church that's really special to my heart is FCA. I don't do this with every coach. I do it with select coaches, but you have an FCA huddle that Justin Cottle leads. So I just want to ask you, what is it about FCA that you believe in and makes you say, hey, I want FCA to be pouring into my athletes?
Well, a couple of things with our FCA huddle. One, that's what we're here for. We're here to spread the message, and we're here to treat people like we want to be treated. The 2 great commandments there. And so with FCA, it gave me a platform, or with track, it gave me a platform to bring somebody in and do that. And I've been a part of FCA everywhere I've ever been. Like even at Weaver, we got to win the FCA Team of the Week one time, which was an accomplishment that we had set out to get. And then the second part of that is Justin Cottle. I went to school with him. I graduated with him. I know him personally, just like the Lord knows him and me. So getting him to come in and talk to our kids, he's from here, and him getting to show that Tiger pride and talk about the Lord is just a win-win for us.
Absolutely. Coach Justin Taylor, he is as good as you get. Keep an eye on his track athletes. Hopefully we'll be covering them more as we get closer towards sectionals, get closer to state. So, hey, we're not done, though. When we come back, we're going to be talking with one of his track athletes as we continue on the Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today. For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you the locker room each and every day. Ted's Floors and Beyond has all your flooring needs, whether it's hardwood, laminate, carpet, tile, luxury vinyl. They have it for you right there at Ted's. You can go by their showroom there in Anniston and you can pick out what you like, want, and need, and they can do that there at Ted's. Also, they've got their partnership with Cleburne Cabinet and will offer you a complete kitchen or bath makeover. That includes cabinets, countertops, flooring, backsplashes, tile showers. They can get it done there at Ted's Floors and Beyond. And now they offer you work on your outdoor space, whether it's an outdoor kitchen, patio, or living space. They have specially made outdoor tiles and stones that can enhance your outdoor experience. Go by and see them today at their showroom in Anniston on Highway 431, right before you get to Sachs Elementary School, or visit them online at shopteds.com. That is shopteds.com. Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you the locker room. We continue on the locker room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. We are now joined by 2 female track athletes for Cleburne County. We are joined by Beverly Skinner and Maggie Thompson. Yes. I got it right. Look, I always feel like I'm going to butcher that. All right, ladies, we'll start with you, Maggie. What got you into running track or participating in track, and how long you been doing it?
So I actually started throwing. I throw javelin.
Okay.
I did that in 7th grade because I did not make the softball team. And I was encouraged by some of my classmates and some older members of the track team, like, you should try out. It'd be fun. And I did, and I fell in love with it.
All right. Beverly, how long have you been doing track?
I've been doing track since I was in 9th grade. I have been doing running, and in 9th grade, I do hurdles, and I went to state in 9th grade for 100 hurdles.
Awesome. So what grade are you guys in?
I'm a junior.
All right, and you are?
Junior.
A junior. So both of you are juniors. You still got a whole nother year of high school. You said that you love track. So what is it about track that you love so much?
I really love that you're competing against yourself. Like, it's the least team-oriented sport out of all of them. And I really like that you have to really push yourself, and there's nobody else that can make you do better except for yourself. So I really like that I have to push myself harder than I do in any other sport. So I really enjoy that.
Yeah, absolutely. And for you, Beverly, what is it about track that you love so much?
I love how I can, teach everybody how to do certain things, because first, I was originally the first only girl that does the hurdles, so I have to teach a lot of other boys and all the other girls to teach that. And then I'm probably the oldest one of the runners, so I have to teach everybody, and I like to be bossy and help out as much as I can.
Be bossy. All right, that's going to be your nickname, Be Bossy. All right, you said you do just javelin. That's the only event?
Well, I also throw discus, but I'm not really good at it.
Gotcha.
Javelin's my main.
Got you. So what is it about being out in the field? Because sometimes people can forget about those field events, but those are just as important. So talk about the javelin, what it is about the javelin you think that made you successful, and then just talk about being out in the field and how different that is from someone like Beverly who's out running and doing hurdles.
Well, it's very different, like especially at meets. Most of the time the running events is always on the track, but most of the time all the throwing events are in the parking lot outside. So we kind of get like a different angle from it. And I kind of enjoy that because not many like people, you just think of track, you think of running, and I can't run. So I really like throwing. It's kind of like my little thing. Yeah. But javelin, it's a lot like throwing a softball. So that's kind of like what made me become better at it was just keeping working. And I mean, you have to do that in anything, but I really enjoy just being like a side of track that you don't ever see. So.
Absolutely. Now for you, you do run some, but you do hurdles. So outside of hurdles, what running events do you do?
I do a 100, sometimes a 200 meters, a 300 hurdle, and a 4x1 relay. Oh, wow. And I do also the 100 hurdle.
As many running events as that is, Coach Taylor could just put you on the 1 mile, and that would pretty much do all of that in one, wouldn't it?
Yes, sir. That could. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it all at once, but.
All right, let's talk about the hurdles. Just talk about the difference, and obviously hurdles are a lot different than just running a 100, but talk about just the differences when it comes to practice, trying to make sure you're prepared for the hurdles, but also prepared for when you're just doing the 100 and those other events.
Okay. So on the 100, we normally would just like warm up our little block starts and do like 3 explosive big steps and stuff like that. But on the 100 hurdles, we would have to first do our drills and to warm up our hips and our legs, how to go over it with technique and form. Mm-hmm. So after I warm up and everything, do all the drills, I go over like 1 or 2 hurdles to get the feeling of it. And then I'll progress more and more at a time, and then that's about it.
Talk about practice. What's practice like with Coach Taylor? And then why don't you kind of talk about Coach Taylor and the impact he's made on you, if any?
So last year, Coach Taylor was a throwing coach. This year, he's a running coach. And we have Coach Salter as our throwing coach this year. But both of those coaches have made, like, significant impacts in my life. They're great leaders. They encourage me every single day. Like, for everybody on the team, they want everybody to get better and to succeed, and I really appreciate that. And they both, like, if you ask either of them, they're going to give you the best advice that they can, and they really want this team to grow and this team to be as successful as it can.
Beverly, why don't you just talk about Coach Taylor and talk about what practice is like with him and talk about the impact he's made on you?
So the way that Coach Taylor teaches, he teaches like strength and conditioning. And conditioning is track and running. So he has us doing these stretches that also helps us with our footwork and technique and everything. So Coach Taylor, he's like there, he's yelling at people to push, you got this. He's like there emotionally and mentally.
Ladies, why don't we just kind of talk about how the track seasons went so far? So how would you feel like you would say the season's been?
Well, we've had 2 track meets, and I have not thrown the best at either of them. But as a team, like, we won our track meet that we had yesterday, and that's really encouraging for me because, you know, we have all these amazing younger kids that I know are going to be coming up, and me and Beverly were both leaving next year. So that's really encouraging to see that there is going to be a good track team, like, after we're gone, and there's going to be so much, like, momentum and so much built that everything's going to be okay once we are gone. Yeah. So.
For you, how do you feel like the season's been so far?
So far this season, for me, I have PR'd in most of my records that I have. And as a team thing, as Maggie said, she was saying that as the girls and boys yesterday at a track meet, we all won, like as a team effort. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty good at seeing where we are now and how we can progress more with also Coach Taylor helping us out with that stuff, and Coach Sides, and also Coach Salter.
What are your goals for this season?
My goal is to make it to state. I've been working since 7th grade, and I have never made state qualifying at a meet, but I have at practice. So I'm really hoping that I can do that at sectionals this year and make it to state.
Yeah. And for you, what's your goals for this season?
For this season, I would want to possibly go back to state because I didn't make it my 10th grade year. And I possibly want to, like, at least be at, like, top 10 for state. That's the best thing I could think of.
All right. Who's the fastest runner on the team?
It's not me. Actually, I think it's Fallon Curvin. Yeah, she's really good.
Who do you think's the fastest on the team?
So for the boys, I think it is Carter Hughes. And then for the girls, it is Fallon Curvin.
All right. We're going to talk with 2 male athletes for Cleburne County when we come back. So do not go away. We continue on the Locker Room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
We live in a world that moves quickly, and while we are able to connect faster than ever through technology, maybe you've noticed that real connection is hard to come by. Parker Memorial Baptist Church offers you a place to connect, a place to learn more about Jesus and the difference He can make in your life, a place to build relationships with like-minded believers, or maybe discover what it means to be a follower of Jesus Christ, a place to use the gifts and talents God has given you, a place where we love God and we love you. Parker Memorial Baptist Church, 1205 Quintard Avenue, Anniston. Visit our website for details.
Welcome back into the Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. We are joined now by Kobe Hell and Carter Hughes. I get that right, guys? All right, let's just start. We'll start with you, Kobe. How long you been running track?
This is my second year.
All right, what grade you in?
8th grade.
All right, and what events do you do?
I do high jump, triple jump, long jump, 100 meter, 4x1, and then I think that's it.
All right, that's a lot. Carter, for you, how long you been doing track?
I've been playing ever since I had the chance to play, which is 7th grade, and I made the state my very first year in 7th grade in the 800.
All right, and what grade you in?
I'm in 10th right now.
All right, and so what all events do you do?
I do currently I do 100, 200, and I plan on doing the 800 and 4x1.
All right, now in the previous segment, the ladies, one of them said that you're the fastest on the team. Is that an accurate statement?
Yes, sir.
Is that an accurate statement?
Yes, sir.
Okay, look, he was off camera. He was talking this big game. Now we got the camera on. You done got a little humble. I like it. All right, guys, let's just start. Why don't y'all just talk about how you feel like the seasons went so far?
It's been pretty good. We won. Both teams won the meet last night, and then the first meet we didn't do too bad.
Mm-hmm. All right, and Carter, how do you feel like the seasons went so far?
As a team, it's been very good so far. But as for me, it's been okay. It's been decent. The last track meet was okay, but the very first track meet, I did very good in the 100.
All right. Let me ask you a question. Are you guys that use track shoes, or are you tennis shoes? And what do you think's the biggest difference in the two?
Oh, I definitely use track shoes, and for me, it's just like they're very light. You can get more grip in the ground too. So.
What about you, Carter?
Spikes for sure. Like Kobe said, you get better grip and it's very light and you can run faster. And some people say you run faster without socks, but I don't know if that's true because I've never done it before.
That sounds like my feet would get beat up and bruised. That don't sound too good. Why don't y'all talk about what practice is like with Coach Taylor?
I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, I don't necessarily just like practice because.
Who does?
Yeah. So, I mean, but he does make it pretty enjoyable though.
Yeah. Carter, talk about practice with Coach Taylor.
It's kind of fun sometimes, but then it's kind of like, oh God. Like this one time we had to run 200 meters, but like we had a break like every 10 minutes, but still it sucked. Like the third one absolutely sucked. But most of the time it's very fun sometimes.
Now, Coach Taylor seems like a pretty chill person. Is there anybody at practice that it just seems like he's always on their tail a little bit more than anybody else?
No, not really. He really just a good coach, so he just, like, everybody is the same.
Yeah. There isn't anybody at practice that Coach Taylor just feels like he's always on their tail?
No, he wants all of us to do our absolute best, and he's all on our tail always, but he just wants us to do our best. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Why don't you just kind of talk about the impact he's made on you?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't really want to do track this year, but he really pushed me to want to do it, so yeah, made a very big impact.
Yeah. Carter, talk about the impact Coach Taylor's made on you.
Ever since he's got over here, I've gotten a little bit faster, but, like, just a little bit can make a huge difference, especially as a sprinter, because sometimes, like, just this much can get you, like, in state or something. Because in state, whenever I met in the 800, I'd beat this dude by just, like, a millisecond, and that millisecond got me in the state.
Why don't you just kind of talk about the rest of the season? Obviously, what's your goals for the season? I'm assuming both of you would like to make it to state, but are there any personal goals outside of that?
My personal goal is to just get 5.6 on high jump.
All right, 5.6 on high jump. What about you, Carter? What's some of your goals?
In the 200 to get like a 23, but like 23, a low 23. That's the goal at the end of the season.
Yeah. All right. So I asked the ladies this, and I asked you if he was the fastest on the team. Who do you think is the best field athlete? I asked them about running. Who's the best field athlete?
Jumping is probably me, and then throwing. I don't really know, but from what I've been hearing, it's Maggie.
All right. Who you think's the best field athlete?
For girls, Maggie. For boys, JR.
All right. What's JR do?
He throws. I don't know exactly what he throws, but I know he's the best at it.
Yeah. When you have a big race or a big event, is there anything that you guys do before to prepare yourself? What is, do you have any pregame spirituals or pregame rituals, as they would say?
Not really. I just compete.
All right, you don't listen to music or do a certain thing? You're not superstitious?
Nah.
No? All right, what about you?
Just stretch, like usual. Stretch right before I run.
Not listen to music or anything?
Nah.
Superstitious?
Nah.
Not at all?
Nope.
All right, do you prefer to run in the cold or the hot?
If the wind is blowing, hot, but if not, cold.
All right, what about you, Carter?
Hot weather.
So you don't like the cold?
Mm-mm.
All right, where's y'all's favorite place outside of Cleburne County High School to run at?
Probably Lincoln.
What is it about Lincoln that you like so much?
I have no idea. It's just I just like the track, the feeling of the track.
Yeah. All right, what about you, Carter?
Lincoln also, as well. But the track meets are very slow. That's the downside about the track meets.
Yeah.
That they're very slow.
Is there any other team that you like competing against? Maybe it could be because you got a friend there. Maybe it's a different reason. But is there any other school that you just like competing against more than others?
Weaver.
Weaver? What is it about Weaver?
I just know a couple of people from there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I like Coach Wynn. I interviewed him. I talked with Caden and Keyshawn, a couple of their guys. What about you? Is there another school you like competing against?
I would say Weaver, Jacksonville, Montford, a bunch of teams.
All right. Now we're going to do some non-track questions. I didn't ask the girls as much, but who's your favorite teacher at Cleburne County High School?
Favorite teacher, Ms. Brown.
Miss Brown? Why do you like Miss Brown so much?
She's very chill.
All right. Who's your favorite teacher at Cleburne County High School?
Let me think. I'm going to say Coach Morgan.
All right. Coach Morgan, why do you like Coach Morgan so much?
I don't know. He's very cool. He's just very cool. Like, you can talk to him about anything. Sports, anything.
All right, that's going to get brownie points because we're in Coach Morgan's room doing this interview. But, all right, that is going to do it for us today from Cleburne County High School. That's going to do it for Cleburne County Track. Hey, I hope you'll join me back here tomorrow. We'll still be talking track, but we'll be talking track with Aaron Jackson and the Ohatchee Indians. So I hope to see you back here tomorrow in the Locker Room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.